Newt Gingrich just warned this could end in defeat.
Will the Americans back this? Will the Americans stay the course? You know, $3.50 gasoline. My attitude is, who cares? You're changing the arc of history. You're changing, ending this 47-year war, et cetera, et cetera. Do we have confidence that American folks, particularly the hard-working folks in the middle class, will they back Mr. Trump?
Well, I think they'll back him for a little while, but they're not going to back him forever. Look, there are three huge challenges that this administration has tackled. The first is that, and they should have frankly moved on this on day one, they have to keep the Strait of Hormuz open.
Yes.
I don't care what it costs. If they can't keep it open, this war will in fact be an American defeat before very long, because the entire world, including the American people, will react to the price of oil if the Strait stays closed very long. So I lived through this with Reagan, as you did, in the late 80s. Keeping the Strait open is the number one job, because it buys you time for the two other jobs. The second job is, we're going to discover that the Revolutionary Guard is tougher than we thought it was, better connected, and have at least 200,000 people who are true believers, and they have no future. I mean,
right.
Trump can say unconditional surrender.
Right.
These folks know if they lose power, they have no future. And the third challenge is, how do you arouse and organize the street, the 85 million or so people in Iran who do not want the current regime, but they're unarmed, they're unorganized, and that has to be solved. These three problems are going to decide whether this was a stroke of genius or, frankly, a step into quicksand.
Guys, I'm so used to people being completely echo chambered in a way that they will completely disregard the actual facts and the truths just to basically prop up their specific echo chamber. He's not doing this. So Newt Gingrich, you just entered the circle of trust here. This could absolutely end terribly here. Okay. And I mean, like, legitimately in our defeat, similar to how he's talking about this here. And the way this could actually happen is if Israel keeps striking the oil sites, the price of oil is going to shoot through the literal roof here. And if they do this enough, they're going to start affecting the literal economy drastically, even more than it already is, of Iran. The people that are in the middle class in Iran were the ones who are basically protesting, literally the 85 million people. If you shut down the Strait of Hormuz, like it kind of is not right now due to the war that's happening out there, you're stopping the world's energy. And if you start messing with the world's energy, even the people, even the most staunch believers and backers of Trump, regardless of wherever they were 1 week ago, are going to start actually feeling it. And generally, people have no problem with things until they are actually in the position of the problem that they had no problem with to begin with, if that makes any sense here. So you have to feel it in order to actually care deeply about something. So if gas goes up to $5, $6, $7 a gallon, we're talking about California prices throughout the entirety of the United States of America. People are going to feel it. And generally, the average American also voted for Trump, specifically for the economy. So if they start feeling it in their pockets, they're going to switch 100% here, guys, right? Regardless of whatever echo chamber they were in a week ago, they're going to have to, because by default, their pockets cannot withstand it. There will be some people, like the guy who was just talking on the left wearing a Brooks Brothers suit, specifically saying, I don't care if the price is up $3.50, doesn't affect him. Understand this here. It doesn't affect him, not in his pockets, but it affects the average American.
CENTCOM, the great U.S. Navy, once they go to work, they're not going to reopen. I mean, I think this has got to be the end of the Iranian, monopoly over the Persian Gulf and oil and the global price. I mean, there's so much oil supplies. We're not, the United States itself, we're not even dependent on the Middle East for oil supplies. But anyway, it just sounds like once we get to work on it, it's going to be, we'll take care of that too.
Well, we have the potential to take care of it. But remember, these folks aren't stupid. They watched us in the 80s. Reagan destroyed about half of the Iranian Navy in 2 days when they took us on, and when his administration. What they've done, though, is they have dug into cliffs, much like somebody compared it to Iwo Jima. They have a lot of cruise missiles and other things that are rather drones and other things that are hidden away. And they have tried to create a porcupine effect, getting absolute control of the Straits is going to be a fight. My point would be that should have been part of day one, because if we can get the Strait open, then the world will calm down, the price of oil will collapse, and everything will be fine. But if we can't open the Strait, then I think we're on a very short time leash in terms of trying to get this thing solved.
Well, the president is asking, as I understand it, for 4 or 5 weeks. He's saying perhaps we can do it sooner. He's asking for 4 or 5 weeks. On Hormuz, I agree with you. I talked about it Friday. They let that one get away, but now they're on it. There's 4. I think I just have to believe, Newt, in my heart of hearts, the Americans will be a lot more patient and supportive of the president. This is such a no. Does anybody like Iran? Is there a constituency here for terrorism and killers and all the rest of it that's gone with Iran's terrorism down through the years? They've even tried to assassinate the president. I mean, that's my hope, that folks they want this to succeed, and they're going to give the president a chance to do it.
Look, of course they want him to succeed. Most of Americans, I think, 53% currently believe he did the right thing. But remember, you've lived through this. This is a country that lived through Vietnam, it lived through Iraq, it lived through Afghanistan. So the tendency to assume victory is not very deep right now. The president has a chance. He's got a very smart, I think, chairman of the Joint Chiefs, and I think that they have an opportunity here. But we also should recognize this is a big country. It's got 90 million people. They've had a regime there since 1979, which has dug itself in, and defeating it is not necessarily an overnight experience. So I think the president probably has 2 or 3 weeks. Every day he can hold open the Strait of Hormuz. Every day that oil tankers go through that strait safely, he buys another week in terms of getting things done. And that's why I think the actual critical path for this whole fight is to get the strait open, have lots of ships coming through safely, have the price of oil collapse, and all of a sudden people will relax and say, we are going to win this thing. But that I think is the question which has to be answered.
Iran is, in fact, not Iraq of 2003. It is not Afghanistan. It is not, guys. I'm sorry. This is going to be absolutely a troubling battle. I do hope that it absolutely ends as fast as humanly possible, because I don't see this going well if it does have to last for, 11 months to a year here. Playing with the world's overall oil supply is going to be troubling. We're going to see, we are definitely also getting brand new information that there are other countries starting to enter into this because they're tired of basically being bombarded, and they actually cannot even afford to maintain this anymore. So you're putting countries specifically, at odds with the entirety of the region. All right. So the only way to fix this is for this to kind of be over as fast as humanly possible. And if we do actually go back to a couple of days, we have to talk about Mohammed Marandi, specifically the famed propagandist of the University of Tehran. He teaches English lit. And during his interview, what did he say here, guys? I mean, he said the only way we're going to stop, all right, the only way you're going to get us to stop this is to basically end us all, for the most part here. And we're talking about dropping the big one. But if you drop the big one, understand this here, you're also destroying the world's oil supply, right? This is what you're doing here. If you do this here, you pollute the entire area. How can we now utilize whatever we were utilizing? We can't. So they know exactly what they're sitting on. They know exactly that we can't just go ahead and obliterate 90 million people type of thing. They know that. And they're just playing games with us right now. So the only way to actually stop this seriously would be to get rid of the regime. And they're definitely trying their hardest to do this. But it definitely needs to be accelerated so this can end as fast as humanly possible, and we no longer have to deal with rising oil prices, specifically for people in America who voted Trump in for the sole purpose of the economy. Okay, we have a problem. They're going to feel it. The average person that voted for Trump is going to in fact feel it in their pockets when they start realizing that it costs a whole extra $30-$40 to fill up their gas tank. Okay, it's going to be a problem. I mean, I get it. Listen, we don't really get our oil from there, et cetera, but other places are going to start getting oil from the same places we're getting oil from, which then by the law of supply and demand, what does that do? It brings the barrel price up, right? So guys, we have some issues here. And I don't really see them ending, but I do definitely think that that absolutely would be the way to defeat us, wait us out type of thing here. All right? But listen, we'll follow it. Obviously, we're following it. But listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and catch you guys later. Most likely in the next one, probably tomorrow. We upload every single day, guys. All right? I'll catch you guys later.